Hey YouTube world, this is Jose Reina, and today I will be showing you how to install subwoofers into a 2016 Dodge Charger SE. And I want to specify it's going to be a 2016 SE just because the other models may or may not have the same speaker wire color. So one of the first things you're going to want to do is find a mounting location. So my old amp used to be right here on the side. Some people will choose to do it on the side of the box, but on my new amp I decided I wanted to take out the spare and just put it under the little cover. So after you have chosen a mounting spot for your amp, the next thing you will have to do is locate your battery. In this car, the battery happens to be in the trunk. When you get to the trunk, there will be this little cover. You just lift it up and it will be over here on the right side. So once you have located your battery, what you will want to do is disconnect the negative. Once you have done that, you can go into the rear seats, pull down the seats, and this will be the rear deck. You will go under the rear deck, pull this cover down, and there will be a speaker to your right and a speaker to your left. There will be a hole right there for an 8-inch, I believe, an 8-inch subwoofer. But mine didn't come with a factory sub, so it's empty there. And well, what you will want to do now that your battery is disconnected, you will want to tap into this speaker and this speaker. So the way you will be tapping into the rear deck speakers is by using a line out converter. Well, the first time I did my subwoofer install, I kind of hid my line out converter in here. You could barely see it, but it's there. And well, this line out converter has a yellow line wire, a black wire, a solid white wire, a white with black wire, a gray, solid gray wire, and a gray with black wire. So the yellow wire will be your power wire, the black wire will be your ground wire, the solid white will go to the positive on your left speaker, the white with black will go to the negative on your left speaker, the solid gray wire will go to your right positive, and your black will go to your right negative. So starting on the right side, the speaker wire colors are green and brown, and the other one will be yellow and grayish. The green and brown will be your positive. The yellow with grayish will be your negative. So going to the left side, the speaker wires here are green and tan, and then green and white or gray. The green with tan will be your positive, and green with gray will be negative. I forgot to mention that the line out converter that I use has a blue with white wire, which is the remote. Also, do not mind the mess and all the tape that's in here. I know it will bother some of you, if not most of you. But the first time I did this install, I didn't really know what I was doing, so I was just using tape to tape up the connections, but now I got myself some some quick slice taps that I'm going to be using to redo all this wiring. Hopefully it looks a lot cleaner than it does right now. One other thing I forgot to mention is that the line out converter has levels that you will have to adjust, and well, you might want to do that before hiding your line out converter. And also you're going to have to get some RCA cables to connect to the line out converter so that the signal could go from the line out converter to your amp. So I decided to redo all my wiring. Now there's the taps, and I zip tied everything down so it could look a little neater. Well, anyways, after you got some signal into your line out converter, what you're gonna want to do is route the remote wire, the power wire, and the ground wire. So these three wires, you're going to want to route these to where your amp is mounted. So my amp is in the back under that one cover, so I routed these three wires through here, just zip tied them to where the 8-inch sub would be. Then they go in through the back of this cover, the side cover. They come out on the bottom, and this red wire right here is the alternator wire, the one that connects to your battery and charges it. And well, I just zip tied these three wires to it, and they will eventually lead to the bottom of that one cover. Honestly, wiring the line out converter is probably the most complicated step in this process, just because you have to figure out which wire goes where. And I mean, the rest is pretty simple. All you have to do is get a ground and hook it up to the ground terminal. This is my ground terminal on my amp. Don't forget to include your ground wire from the line out converter. Then get a positive from the battery and hook it up. This is my positive terminal on my amp. Just hook it up in there. Don't forget to include the 12-volt power wire from your line out converter, and then just hook up your remote wire to where it's supposed to go. Once you've done that, get some speaker wire, put it in here. These two are positive for me and these two are negative, and just run them to your speakers and adjust the gains up front, the subsonic filter, the bass boost, LPF, phase, and you should be ready to go.